Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tigner Adventures. My name is David, and today we are going to be working on a new security system for our new diesel pusher. So it's nice to have security cameras where you can take a look at what's going on, especially when you're not by your rig. So you're parked out in the middle of nowhere, or you're just parked downtown at a grocery store. You know, it's nice to be notified if something funny goes on. I've bought this new video system, security system, and this is something that Eric from Nomadic Fanatic just put on his system, on his new bus. And so he suggested this, and I went and looked at it. I thought it was a pretty good deal. So anyway, so I bought it too. And so today we're going to go ahead and install that. It's not a lot to it. That comes with 8 cameras. And so we're going to mount a lot of those cameras around the rig to give us a pretty good outside view, and at least one inside, so we have a pretty good, idea what's happening on the inside. In case we need to check up on Tansy or something. Now, the nice thing about these cameras are they're just standard connections here. So you got power in the red there, and then a regular B&C connection there. So that's just how all of them are. So nothing different there. It's pretty much the industry standard. If I take it out of this foam thing here though, one of the nice things is that it will tip. This is manual, so you set them once and that's it. But you can go down there fairly far, and you can twist it around. So once that's mounted, you can twist this different ways and things like that too. So to actually work on it to get it ready, on the back here is this plate, and you just got to twist it. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see if I can. Got to hold the plate and twist it at the same time, so that's taking a little bit of coordination here. So let's see, we got to go like that. So I just twisted that, and this outer ring comes off, and then at that point this whole mechanism here comes off, or can. And this is the piece that twists right here. So there is little latches there, so you just kind of have to bend it just a little bit, and it'll pop out. And then you've got this ring here and the actual camera. So, and the camera itself, if I take that part off, the camera itself runs around on this smooth thing right here. So, but this is where you're going to actually screw it into the rig. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to screw it in there, and then we'll seal where we do the hole. And but we got to do a big enough hole that we can get this connector through. So one kind of at least that much of it, like that, because we can put one through at a time, but there's going to be a wire in the other one there. So we have to have a big enough hole. We're going to use a 3/4 inch hole saw to do that. We're just going to mount these and drill a hole through the side every place we need to drill one. This is a wired system, which if you watched my video on our backup camera, we used to have wireless, but there are so many issues with wireless that it's just not, the best way to go. And our other system that's in Beulah, our other motorhome, is a Blink wireless system, and we found out one of the issues with that: if you don't have internet, it does not work. So unless you're parked in town, pretty much it doesn't work. And then if someone cuts down your internet, or if they your internet goes down for whatever reason, you have no security anymore. You can't look at anything on your cameras. Even if you're sitting right next to them, it won't let you do that. So today we're going to mount these on there and drill holes through the rig and run the wires everywhere. It should be pretty easy. We've already ran the backup camera wire once. We have central air in this unit, so the whole plenum all the way down the rig is a great place to pull the wires for the backup camera, or in that case the backup cameras, in this case security cameras. So we'll have at least 3 cameras down at that end of the rig So 3 sets of wires that's got to come up to here, and they give you lots of wire, so that is not an issue. So anyway, it comes with these oh, I don't know what I did with them, but it comes with some just cheap little screws that you would screw into something like either if you pre-drilled some wood or maybe sheetrock. In our particular case, we're drilling into the outside of our rig, which is I'm thinking that's going to be fiberglass where we come through. And so I've got some of these self-tappers that have the little 1/4 inch nut on the end of it, so that you know, when you got those Phillips head ones, they tend to, you know, strip out the little Phillips head. But this has a little piece that goes on there and just locks right on there. It's got a little magnet on there, so it's pretty nice, and it fits right into that perfectly. So, you know, it sticks through that much. So we can, that should be a pretty good, you know, hole. There's, what, 3 of them on each one of these. So that should hold that on there pretty good. Now the plan is right there where that top piece curves around. We're going to mount right in to the left of that, right in that kind of curved area. We're going to mount a camera. And then if you look down here at the back end, we have the same type of setup here, and so we're going to mount a camera there, and so that'll be one on each side, in the front and in the back, and they'll be pointing, like the back one will be pointing this direction towards the front, and the front one will be pointing back this way. I'm hoping to angle it down a little bit at that front door so that hopefully I can see, you know, get a close-up of somebody up the front door. So we'll see how that works out. Now the back area here is a little bit more of a question as to what we should do. Not really sure where I should put that camera. So I don't know, I've got this whole area here. Not really sure the best place to do that. The front one, we'll probably mount it inside like we did on Beulah and just point out the windshield. We'll have to double check on that, because the windshield on Beulah is a sloped windshield, and we get a lot of glare when the camera is trying to see outside, mainly at night. We see everything inside the rig kind of thing, so we don't get it doesn't work as good. But then this windshield doesn't have the same slope that Beulah does, so we may not have that issue here. But then again, figuring out where the camera would mount, especially if we have the drapes closed, might be an issue too. So we may just set it right down here on the, you know, right here on the dash. It could just sit right there and point out the window or something. A couple different options for that part of it, but right now we're just going to concentrate on getting the 4 outside cameras, side cameras done, and then we'll kind of figure out what we're doing on the rest of that. Well, I pulled my stereo system stuff out again here, and so it gives me access to this side of the rig, and like I did before, I was trying to find a hole to, or where to put a hole in the roof over there. I'm using this magnet, and I'm going to stash it right out here, and we'll go out and we'll check and see where this is compared to where all this metal bracing and everything that's in here. So that way we can figure out where that hole needs to be drilled to put the wires through for the camera. So the idea is to put the camera somewhere right here, and this is the roofing piece, so I've put that magnet somewhere in here. So I'm going to use this little piece of metal. I'm just going to go around here until I can figure out about where that magnet is. Oh. Looks like that is, it's a round magnet, so looks like it is kind of sitting right there. All right, so we want to drill our hole right in here, so I just need to double check in there, make sure there's no wires right there, and I don't think there's anything there at all, so I'm going to go double check and then we'll drill the hole. Again, this is my camera, and these are my ends, and so I have a 3/4 inch hole saw, or hole drill, whatever you call, that to drill through the fiberglass that's up there, and then these will be able to go through there. Now I've checked and there's no wires behind there. I pulled them all away from the wall, so I'm just going to go drilling straight through as far as I can get, and it's quite thick. It's like probably like that much, so it'll be right at the tip of this, so anyway, hopefully that'll work and we'll be able to push this through there, and then we'll go ahead and put these up there and get them screwed on. So pretty simple job in this case. That was not smart. Don't stick your finger in the hole. It's plywood, and I was trying to break off all the things around it, and man, it's like the Chinese finger puzzle. Once you got it in there, it just didn't want to come back out. Wow, live and learn. Well, that's kind of crazy. They have the model and serial number tag sticking on the outside of that. Kind of a eyesore, and then it'll eventually peel off anyway. So I've taken it off. I'll stick it on some paper and keep it for my records. But that looks pretty nice. I think that'll work out really good. And so there's one. And there is the other front side done. So now we're just going to work into the back. This is the very back on the passenger side, so I'll probably put this about right there, pointing that way. So I got to figure out what is on the other side of the wall here. Now this is my closet, so that is the furthest back corner. So I don't know about that. This is the ceiling going up right here, so I don't know if that would come over that, but there's that. And I can take out this speaker. I took this out before when I was trying to do the rear backup camera, so I could pull that out to at least get my hand up in there. It'd be nice if I could come in right above this cabinet. Well, I've done a lot of different measuring here, and I got this window as a kind of a guide as far as from outside into here. So if I measure from where this window is out there, then that puts this coming through right about right there, would be my guess. We can run the wires up and maybe actually come up into here to go into this cabinet, because we got to get into that raceway right there by that light. Okay, I drilled through just the single hole here without the big hole cutter on there, because I want to make sure. I can always patch up a little hole a lot easier. I can patch up a big hole. So let's go check and see what that looks like inside. All right, came through right about where I was expecting it to, so that's good. Now we'll go ahead and do the big hole. Okay, I drilled the hole through there, and yeah, I am not putting my finger through this one. So I'll break all that off somehow with a screwdriver or something, but that hole is done and we're ready to get this mounted. Well, I'm using the backup camera wire to pull all the wires to the very back. That's got to go. There's what, 1, 2, 3 cameras back in the back. So I've got 3 wires here I'm pulling. I made sure that it's the camera side I'm pulling, so I don't have to do this again. But anyway, so I'm pulling that through the air conditioner vents. It is a lot easier if you have at least 2 people, but I'm here by myself today. So. And I have pulled a lot of wire over the years by myself, so I'm used to it. So not too big of an issue. Just getting it laid out correctly so it doesn't snag on anything. Got different lengths here because the cameras in the back are in different places. So I have it pulled to the center here. And here's my, I ran out of black tape. I'm using painter's tape. That's not very good either. All right, so let's see. Yep. This is the backup camera wire, so we're going to pull it back up to the front and coil it back up. All right, so I have, this is the lead from outside coming in. I've already put the one, if you can look up here, Oh, way over here. Taking this speaker out that I had right here, I could access where the backup camera went through, and I was able to hook up the security camera up in there. That was a little bit tougher because the ends ended right there. When I took this light down for the door, and I found there's already a hole going up through the ceiling here that I can use for my wires. I've got that all cleaned up now. I've got it taped up with some Gorilla tape. I did get the DVR. So the cameras came first. They shipped the DVR in a separate box. This is the DVR. There's not a lot to it. We've got to open it up and put our little hard drive in there still, but this is where all the 8 cameras hook. We have HDMI for the TV that we're going to put in that we can monitor, or we can put it on a switch and switch it between our other TV if we want to view it. We don't necessarily have to have a TV because we can review it all remote also. And we have a Cat 5 connection here for network, which will plug into our network router. It does come with a mouse, so we do have a USB here for the mouse to plug into so you can navigate around on the screen. This is the hard drive I bought. This is a 3 terabyte SSD drive, so it's a solid state drive. It doesn't have any moving parts, and that's really important when you're in an RV because we're bouncing all over the place. So anyway, there's 4 screw holes on the bottom of this that will line up with this, and this does come with 4 screws right here that you can screw that into place. The cameras are all in, and I did add an extra one here above the door that's just pointing at the door itself because the other one wasn't getting the best view of it, and so I wanted to make sure that we can see whoever's at the door. This is the screen, and it's all working. All the cameras are working. I've siliconed all the holes full of silicone so they don't leak, and I think it's gonna work out really well. Ties into the internet. You can use an app on your phone and get notified when someone comes up to your rig if you're not there, and you can see what's going on. And Ninette really wants to be able to watch the animals outside at night. When you hear things and you go, what is that? We can look on the cameras to see what was recorded, or just watch it in live if we want to. So thanks for coming along, and we'll just plan on seeing you on the next video or somewhere down the road. If you got any questions about this, be sure and put them in the comments. I'll put in the description where I got this. Tell you, for the price, you cannot go wrong. I think my total price now is less than $200, and so that's pretty nice for a 8 camera system.